Good afternoon. We are honored today for a number of reasons, and the most important is recognizing Dr. Parker and our distinguished guest. I ask each of the following groups to stand and remain standing until all have been introduced. Please hold your applause until all introductions have been made. Would all federal, state, or locally elected officials please rise? Any other state officials? Members of the GTCC Board of Trustees, please rise. Members of the GTCC Foundation Board of Trustees. Please join me in recognizing these leaders. We are also delighted that many members of Dr. Parker's family are here to share this special day with him. In particular, I want to recognize his wife, Luann. Please stand. And his parents, Reverend and Mrs. Joe Parker, his daughter, Dawn, and grandson, Lane. I ask that members of the Parker family stand for just a second so we can all recognize you. And thank you very much. The installation of a president is the primary occasion on which the college comes together to celebrate our unified purpose to serve the people of Guilford County and North Carolina. Today's ceremony offers an opportunity for renewal and rededication to the principles of the North Carolina Community College system and Guilford Technical Community College. The educational leader we will formally induct into the presidency of GTCC has demonstrated his ability to lead, his allegiance to the state of North Carolina, his belief in the merits of the community system, and his foremost respect for his great institution, Guilford Technical Community College. The Guilford Technical Community College Board of Trustees selected Randy Parker as GTCC's 7th president because we determined that he was the native-born North Carolinian with visionary needed to propel this institution to its next level as America's premier community college. I would like now to invite Reverend Odell Cleveland to come forward to give our invocation.
Good evening. Many of us in this room are leaders. We make so many decisions that affect so many people. Let's be conscious and aware of our decision making and how it affects others. At this time, I would like to invite you to join me in the invocation. I would like to invite you to join me in whatever custom, tradition, or culture that you're most familiar with as I do the invocation in the custom, tradition, or culture that I'm most familiar with. Let us pray. Father God, we come to you this evening. Just want to say thank you for an occasion such as this. God, many of us in this room are leaders. We make decisions, God, that affect so many people. God, please remind us of the responsibility and the accountability that come with leadership, God. And remind us that you've put us in these positions of power, and you can take us out of these positions. God, as we go through the community and help so many people, slow us down just a little bit to remind us to help our families, our loved ones, and our friends. God, we just thank you for blessing us and continue to allow us to lead this great community. God, we thank you and we praise you. Amen.
Thank you, Reverend Cleveland. We welcome now to the podium a number of individuals who are identified in your program to bring greetings on this wonderful day. We begin by reading a letter from the governor of the great state of North Carolina, the Honorable Beverly Perdue. Mr. Jim Morgan will please read this letter for us. Jim is a past chairman of our board and past president of the GTCC Foundation.
Good afternoon, and the governor is very, very sorry she could not be here, Dr. Parker, and ladies and gentlemen, and I think most of us in this room know about her strong feeling about education in this state, so I'm honored to read her statement. Dear Dr. Parker, on behalf of the state of North Carolina, it is a pleasure to congratulate you on your installation as president of Guilford Technical Community College, GTCC, and to officially welcome you to this wonderful institution. There are exciting times for GTCC, and with you as its 7th president, I know the years ahead will be very bright. North Carolina is proud of its extensive community college system and the contributions of GTCC. Since its inception in 1958 as the Guilford Industrial Education Center, through its many transitions, GTCC has understood the needs of the community and prepared its graduates to address them. Under your tenure, I look forward to GTCC continuing its tradition of excellence in education. Best wishes and congratulations, the Honorable Beverly Eves Perdue, Governor of the state of North Carolina.
It is with great pride today that I represent the North Carolina Community College System and the State Board of Community Colleges at the installation of Dr. Randy Parker as the 7th president of Guilford Technical Community College. Both Dr. Parker and Guilford Tech have a great history within our community college system, and it seems only natural that we've gathered here today to install him as GTCC's 7th president. Guilford Tech began more than 50 years ago as the Guilford Industrial Education Center. In the 1950s, industrial education centers opened all across North Carolina in an effort to train North Carolinians for the manufacturing jobs that were diversifying our state's economy. When an IEC opened in Guilford County, it enrolled 50 students and offered 2 classes that year. Today, GTCC is the 3rd largest community college system in our state, a workforce development leader in areas such as advanced manufacturing and aviation, and a statewide leader in student completion and student success, and leader of our systems efforts in completion by design. Last month, we kicked off the 50th anniversary of the North Carolina Community College System, a statewide system built on the same principles that GTCC was founded in 1958, when it opened its doors and offered North Carolinians the opportunity to learn a skilled trade and to compete in a changing economy. North Carolina's community colleges were founded on the idea of total education, the belief that every North Carolinian, regardless of their circumstances, deserves the opportunity for education and for training. And in the words of our philosophical godfather, Dr. Dallas Herring, a fundamental mission of taking people where they are and carrying them as far as they can go. More than 50 years later, we continue to take North Carolinians as far as they can go, and Dr. Parker is an example in his own right. He began his post-secondary education at Lenoir Community College, where he received his associate's degree in mechanical drafting and design. Later completed bachelor's and master's degrees in engineering before his doctorate in higher education. And he probably didn't set out to become a community college president, but we're sure lucky he did, because Randy Parker is truly a visionary. When I was president of Craven Community College in New Bern, we worked with NC State to create a program that allowed community college students to work toward a 4-year engineering degree without ever leaving our campus. It was Dr. Parker who, while at Lenoir Community College, had the initial vision for such a program, and he's the one who led the connections between our system, and the North Carolina State School of Engineering. Without his leadership, I don't think that partnership would have happened. Last year, 4 homegrown engineers, Jonathan Den, Joshua Corbett, Jordan Lewis, and Cliff Guthrie, walked across the NC State graduation stage in Raleigh and began their careers as engineers and went to work at Marine Corps Air Station at Cherry Point, not only helping their families, but serving our country as well. In doing so, they joined a long list of students who have benefited from the leadership and the vision of Randy Parker. During his tenure at GTCC, I am very confident that Dr. Parker's vision and his leadership will build on the great foundation that began here in 1958, and many more students will walk across GTCC's graduation stages and into the workforce of this great community. He will continue the college's model student success efforts that will contribute not only to this college but to our state. And Guilford Tech will lead the way in innovation, economic development, and most importantly, providing a much-deserved quality education for the students it serves. Dr. Parker, I offer you my heartfelt congratulations, and I look forward to continuing to work by your side.
President Parker, President Rawls, distinguished guests, trustees, faculty, staff, students, and friends of Guilford Technical Community College. I am honored to be able to come home and to bring greetings and best wishes today on behalf of my colleagues across the 17-campus University of North Carolina. Having recently observed the anniversary of my own inauguration, I have a special appreciation, President Parker, of the symbolic importance of today's ceremony and of the many challenges and opportunities you will face in the days and months ahead. Among the 50 states, North Carolina prominently stands out for her strong and historic support of higher education. The deeply held belief that education is the key to a free and economically sound society reaches back more than 2 centuries when our founding fathers chartered a university within days of becoming a state. That same bedrock belief in transforming power of education was displayed again some 55 years ago when the North Carolina General Assembly established our state's first community colleges to provide greater educational opportunities beyond high school with an early emphasis on technical and vocational training. This institution was among them. While the role of GTCC has evolved and expanded over time to meet the changing needs of our state, its importance to the people of North Carolina has never been greater. Last year alone, nearly 500 students began their college, 500 students who began their college studies at GTCC transferred to one of our UNC campuses, making GTCC one of our largest sources of transfer students. That is critically important, for we now compete in a global economy that requires and demands an exceptionally well-educated workforce. It is in that knowledge, President Parker, that I pledge my support and that of the University of North Carolina system as we work in tandem to meet the educational needs of Guilford County and the Triad region. I am deeply encouraged by the growing collaboration and camaraderie among our institutions, and I look forward to your continued leadership. Congratulations and continued success.
To Dr. Parker, members of the staff, and the Board of Directors of GTCC, it's indeed an honor and a privilege for me to bring you greetings on behalf of the Guilford County Board of Commissioners, our staff, and the 490,000 citizens that make up our county. I see that we have a couple of our commissioners, Kirk Perkins, that is here, and Mr. John Parks. Thank you all for being here. And we witnessed the fact that GTCC is a crown jewel and has always been a crown jewel for Guilford County. Not only for the citizens that graduate from our high schools seeking further education, and for our adults within our community who are seeking to try to retrain themselves to advance in their careers. But GTCC has been an economic arm for this county. Anytime that we are trying to seek corporations to relocate here to Guilford County, we call GTCC because they ask the question, can you provide us with the employees in order to work within our industry. And we'll say yes, but if we don't have them right now, we will train them to work in your industry and in your corporation. And that's when GTCC comes to the table. Not only with Honda Jet, Timco, just to name a few, but they have been here for Guilford County, strengthening our efforts to be able to go out and recruit organizations to come to this great state and also this county. And I've been able to witness Dr. Parker over the few months he's been here, and I've noticed him to be a man of true integrity, motivation, and true outstanding leadership. And under his leadership of GTCC, this county is going to be working with him, and we're going to even take this success to even greater levels. We've done great as partners, but the best is yet to come because we have Dr. Parker as the new president of GTCC. Congratulations, Dr. Parker.
It's great to be here this afternoon for such a tremendous occasion. On behalf of Guilford County Schools, it's my pleasure to welcome Dr. Randy Parker to our community. I've already had the pleasure to work with Dr. Parker, and I know how committed he is to education and to developing our community through educational opportunities. Guilford County Schools is grateful for the wonderful partnership it has with GTCC. This partnership has taken on various forms over the years, including with our 3 middle colleges, with our career and technically oriented academies, and with the scholarships that GTCC has offered to students of Guilford County Schools who have completed certain career and technical education coursework and have met other requirements. These partnerships have enriched the lives of so many of our students and in turn this community. For example, GCS and GTCC's middle colleges have allowed so many of our students to learn in an environment where they can thrive and ultimately graduate, with many of these students also earning college credit and even receiving an associate's degree along with their high school diploma. I'm grateful to our educators and partners who are supporting our tremendous young people at our GTCC middle colleges and look forward to growing our partnership with you. Working together, GTCC and GCS are responding to the many needs of our students while also meeting the needs of this local economy while producing talented, productive citizens who are prepared for this ever-changing economy. Again, we are delighted to have Dr. Parker leading GTCC at this moment in time. And I'm confident that with his experience and expertise, we will prosper as a community. Dr. Parker, congratulations and welcome.
Good afternoon. It is an honor for me to have been invited to address this celebration of a new chapter at Guilford Technical Community College. I would like to congratulate a new distinguished leader, Dr. Parker, and welcome the GTCC faculty, business and government leaders, and also GTCC students who are here today. This is a new chapter for GTCC. About 13 years ago, I was looking for the place to build Honda Jet prototype very secretly. I was looking all over the United States by myself. Greensboro was one of the places I visited to select the location for fabrication of the original proof of concept Honda Jet. I still remember that day when I landed at the Piedmont Triad International Airport for the first time. I immediately recognized that I like this community and its airport. I did not know exactly why, but I felt inspired here. I generally trust my first impression and my intuition, and it's turned out to be correct. We fabricated our proof of concept Honda Jet here and demonstrate the aircraft potential to the aviation industry and also light jet market. 7 years later, in 2006, Honda formally decided to commercialize the Honda Jet. At that time, again, I faced another critical decision. I had to find the best place to establish this new company, Honda Aircraft Company, not only to conduct research and development, but also to produce and sell the world's most advanced light jet aircraft. As we all know, the manufacturing the best product is heavily dependent on excellent associates who have high skills, motivation, and work ethic. This community has provided all of these. The existence of GTCC is one of the critical factors for me to select PTI as the headquarters and manufacturing facility for Honda Aircraft Company. I knew that close cooperation and relationship with GTCC would help develop highly trained and highly skilled local associates in a timely manner to build our inaugural product, the Honda Jet. As many of you know, just last week at the world's largest business aviation trade show, the National Business Aviation Association Convention in Orlando, Florida, I announced that Honda Aircraft has now begun manufacturing activity on the very first customer aircraft. From now, we will gradually ramp up production, and we are looking forward to growing our relationship and strengthening our partnership with GTCC. It is Honda's global philosophy and my own personal belief that core competency of a strong company is people. It is critically important to be able to access local talent where the company is located. We could not be successful without the strong partnership we have developed with a regional education institution like a GTCC. I am convinced that Honda Aircraft will grow with the support of this community and with GTCC Corporation. Dr. Parker has been demonstrating his leadership and strong commitment to working with state and local governments, economic development organizations, and business to plan and develop an aviation cluster in the triad. This is even bigger than cluster. It is combination of research and development, engineering, manufacturing, and of course education, what I call, or what I want to call, this is Aero Technopolis. To tell the truth, to create a new high-tech aviation industry, Aero Technopolis is, this is one of my dreams. So I hope we can realize this grand vision with all of you here today. Dr. Parker continued to show his sincere interest in fostering partnership and in supporting the future need of economic focus area of this region, as well as diverse business community located here. Honda Aircraft will do our best to support this activity as well. On this day of celebration, and on behalf of the Triad business community, I want to personally congratulate Dr. Parker. Thank him for his commitment to support business and job creation, and pledge to continue building a strong and lasting partnership between our business community and GTCC. This is what we know in Honda as the power of dreams. Thank you very much for giving opportunity to speak here today, and thank you very much for your attention. Thank you.
Dr. Fujino, we'd just like for you to know how excited and delighted our community is to have you, the Honda aircraft, and the Honda jet here in our community. Thank you so much.